You ever notice how society doesn't even pretend to be free anymore? They just tell you straight up what your job is. Obey, consume, repeat. That's the new national anthem. Sung in every commercial, whispered in every algorithm, stamped into your paycheck before you even touch it. They don't need police for your body when they already own your mind. They've got this system down to an art form. You're born, you're branded, you're barcoded, and before you can say a free will, you've already signed the invisible contract. School teaches you to sit still, obey orders, and raise your hand before you speak, because nothing says a preparation for adulthood like permission-based thinking. Then work trains you to love the leash, as long as it comes with Wi-Fi and a coffee machine. And in between, you consume. Oh, do you consume? They don't care what? Shoes, sugar, screens, self-help books. As long as you keep the economy spinning and your soul distracted. The trick is to make you feel like every purchase is a piece of your identity. Buy a car, buy a personality. Buy organic, buy virtue. Buy a phone, buy attention. The only thing you can't buy anymore is peace of mind. It's been discontinued due to low demand. And the best part? You keep coming back for more. You obey laws you didn't make, pay debts you didn't create, and chase dreams you never wanted. All while believing you're free. The only real freedom left is choosing your brand of toothpaste. Congratulations, you're revolutionary. So remember the slogan, kids. Obey, consume, repeat, consume, repeat. And if you ever think about breaking the cycle, don't worry. There's an app for that, you see. Modern obedience doesn't look like soldiers marching or citizens saluting flags anymore. It's quiet, comfortable, and disguised as freedom. People think they're in control because they get to choose their ringtone or vote for one of two nearly identical candidates. But the truth is, control has gone digital. The leash got shorter, but it became invisible. You don't need bars or handcuffs when people willingly trap themselves inside glowing rectangles. It's brilliant, really. You can't rebel against a system that convinces you rebellion is unnecessary because everything's fine. The real genius of modern obedience is that it doesn't demand your loyalty through fear anymore. It buys it through convenience. The world has been engineered to make you so comfortable that discomfort feels dangerous. Dangerous. You don't question authority because authority now speaks with a friendly voice, offers free shipping, and remembers your birthday. They don't shout commands. They send notifications. You're not told what to do. You're reminded to do it. You're not punished. You're temporarily restricted. It's obedience by design, sleek, polite, and beautifully automated. And the best part, you enjoy it. The machine made itself irresistible. You crave the dopamine hits that come from doing exactly what the system wants you to do, clicking, scrolling, buying, watching, reacting. Every like, every ping, every buzz is another pat on the head for being a good digital citizen. You think you're expressing yourself online, but you're really performing within boundaries set by algorithms that know you better than you know yourself. They feed you what you like, what you agree with, what keeps you docile. And when you start to wake up, they send you a cat video to put you back to sleep. The new obedience isn't about submission through power, it's about control through pleasure. The more entertained you are, the less you care about what's actually happening. Bread and circuses, except now the bread is fast food and the circus is endless content. You're given infinite distractions to stop you from noticing that the cage door is still closed. They replaced whips with Wi-Fi, fear with fun, and rebellion with retweets. You're not afraid of the government, you're afraid of losing followers. That's the modern version of obedience. Self-censorship wrapped in self-expression. And don't think you're exempt because you don't follow trends. Even the act of rejecting the mainstream has been commercialized. You think you're choosing individuality when you switch to ad-free subscriptions or buy minimalist products. But every choice has already been mapped, priced, and marketed to your demographic. The system doesn't care which path you take as long as you stay inside the maze. Freedom has become a brand sold in different colors and sizes. People used to obey kings and priests. Now they obey corporations and devices. The rituals haven't changed much. Daily prayers have turned into daily screen time, commandments into terms of service, and worship into product loyalty. You kneel every morning to the glowing altar of your smartphone, waiting for your daily dose of direction. You check the weather, your schedule, your messages. All reminders that your day doesn't start until the system gives you permission. You're not living, you're updating. Obedience today feels voluntary, but it's the most effective kind. Because when people want to comply, you never have to force them. You just have to keep them comfortable, distracted, and convinced that they're free. It's not a dictatorship anymore. It's a subscription plan. You're not forced to obey, you opt in. And once you do, you'll defend the very system that keeps you controlled. Because it's convenient, familiar, and just entertaining enough to make you forget you ever wanted anything else. Consumerism didn't just replace religion, it perfected it. The old gods demanded faith, but the new gods deliver packages. Once upon a time, people went to church every Sunday to feel saved. Now they go to the mall or open their favorite shopping app to feel the same thing. Both offer comfort, identity, and a sense of belonging, except now, instead of confessing sins, you enter credit card numbers. Instead of prayers, you post reviews. And instead of waiting for heaven, you're promised 2-day delivery. The entire system of consumerism works because it taps into the same emotional wiring that religion once controlled. Hope, guilt, purpose, and redemption. You're told that happiness is always just one purchase away, that your worth is measured by what you own, and that the right products can wash away your insecurities. Want confidence? There's a brand for that. Want peace of mind? There's a subscription plan. Want to feel connected? Buy the newest device. Consumerism doesn't offer salvation for the soul. It rents happiness by the month. Every product comes with a story, a promise of transformation, like a modern-day prayer scroll. You don't just buy sneakers, you buy speed, power, and status. You don't just buy clothes, you buy identity. You don't just buy a car, you buy freedom, or at least the illusion of it while you sit in traffic, paying off the loan for the next 7 years. The companies don't sell you what you need, they sell you who you wish you were. The advertising industry has become the new priesthood, whispering the same sacred message over and over. You are not enough, but you could be for the right price, and people believe it faithfully. Black Friday looks like a religious pilgrimage, crowds lining up overnight, desperate to touch the holy relics of consumer faith. They worship glowing screens in dark rooms, their faces lit up like stained glass windows. The rituals are endless. Unboxing videos, shopping hauls, seasonal sales. Everyone's a participant in the new religion of stuff, kneeling before brands that promise transcendence through materialism. Even guilt is monetized. In religion, you sinned and paid with confession. In consumerism, you sin by buying too much plastic and pay with eco-friendly packaging. It's the same cycle: sin, repent, repeat, except now it's sold as sustainability. You're still trying to buy your way to purity, only this time through green labels and moral marketing. The corporations figured out how to make you feel good about destroying the planet as long as you recycle the box. Consumerism gives people something religion couldn't: instant gratification. No waiting for the afterlife. Your heaven arrives with a tracking number, but it's temporary, and that's the trick. The satisfaction fades just fast enough to keep you buying again. You live in a constant loop of craving and disappointment, always chasing the next fix. That's not an accident. It's the design. A happy content person doesn't buy much, so the goal isn't to make you satisfied. It's to make you almost satisfied, just enough to keep you coming back. In the end, consumerism doesn't need to destroy religion, it simply absorbed it. It simply absorbed it. The altars changed, the prayers evolved, but the faith remained. People still worship something, they just swapped God for the logo. Rebellion used to mean something. It meant risk, sacrifice, defiance against power. Now it's just another product on the shelf. The system got so clever that it found a way to sell you your own revolution. You can buy rebellion prepackaged, neatly branded, and available in 3 colors. You don't need to challenge anything anymore. You just need to look like you do. Wear the shirt, post the hashtag, follow the trend, and you've done your part. Congratulations, you're a rebel, at least until the next ad drops. The beauty of it from the system's point of view is that people genuinely believe they're resisting. They think a slogan on a hoodie or a black square on a social media feed is a blow against injustice. But rebellion has become a marketing strategy. Every act of defiance that gains attention is immediately commodified, turned into merchandise and sold back to the same people who wanted change in the first place. It's protest with a price tag. You want to stand against corporations? Great. Just don't forget to use their platform, follow their guidelines, and let them monetize your outrage. The moment rebellion becomes fashionable, it loses its teeth. Real rebellion makes people uncomfortable. It disrupts questions and demands something deeper than aesthetics. But in today's culture, rebellion is a look, a curated identity for sale. They sell you anti-establishment sneakers made by underpaid workers in a factory owned by a multinational conglomerate. You rage against the machine while streaming music from a company that tracks every word you say. It's not rebellion anymore, it's participation disguised as protest. Even individuality has been commercialized. The system tells you to be yourself as long as you express that self through their products. You can buy the exact clothes, accessories, and attitudes that define your version of a nonconformity. Punk, hipster, minimalist, goth. They're not countercultures anymore, they're demographics. Once you fit into one, the algorithm knows exactly what to sell you next. The illusion of rebellion is just another way to sort you into a consumer category. You think you're rejecting the mainstream, but the mainstream is what designed your rebellion in the first place. The trick is subtle but powerful. The system doesn't fight rebellion anymore, it absorbs it. It turns every movement, every slogan, every outburst of truth into something profitable. Think about how many times a genuine movement gets watered down into a logo or a corporate campaign. It starts as a cry for justice and ends as a Super Bowl commercial. Every time people rise up with a message, the system listens. Not to change, but to learn how to sell it back. They wait until the passion cools down, then repackage it as a lifestyle. In the end, rebellion has become safe. It doesn't threaten power, it entertains it. It doesn't challenge the system, it decorates it. Real defiance has no sponsors, no merchandise, and no viral campaign. It's uncomfortable, it's lonely, and it's free. But most people don't want freedom. They want attention, and the system knows that. That's why it doesn't bother silencing you anymore. It just makes sure your voice comes with an ad dot. So here we are, proud citizens of the obedience economy, worshippers at the altar of consumption, rebels with discount codes. The machine doesn't need to control you with fear anymore. It's mastered something far stronger, your desire. It knows what you crave, what you fear, and what keeps you quiet. You're not chained, you're entertained. You don't follow orders, you follow trends. You don't bow to kings, you bow to convenience. And you think you're free because the cage comes with Wi-Fi and next-day delivery. The cycle never stops because it's designed to feel endless and harmless. Obey, consume, repeat. You obey to fit in. You consume to feel alive. And you repeat because stopping would mean facing the emptiness behind it all. The system doesn't need to hide anymore. It's right in your pocket, vibrating every few minutes to remind you who's in charge. And the scariest part, you love it. You feed it, defend it, and call it progress. Maybe the only real rebellion left is silence. To unplug, to stop buying, to stop obeying, even for a moment. Because the moment you do, the machine stutters. It needs your attention to live.